my name is Britto Arul. I'm also Associated Vice President from Omega. So the topic or the knowledge we would like to share with you all, the topic connecting the dots. So what it means, so we are trying to build the unified integration platform with help of WSO2 in healthcare industry, right? So about to me, so I'm heading the interoperability engineering team from Omega. So I have 27 years of experience in healthcare information technology. I started my career from healthcare in US healthcare, and it's been a long journey. I was in the healthcare industry when it is transforming from paper to digital. And I was part of this complete digital transformation in United State of healthcare from the way when they started using this, adopting the technology, and now in the latest trend. So about Omega, so it started on 2001 and based out of India. The founders are from India, and we are based out in Texas. And mostly we focus on healthcare, the insurance or health plan payer side, providing the population health management systems, and basically takes care of your the health plan benefit and coverage, and make sure that in a year the patient or members make sure that they are utilizing their coverage correctly, and make sure that it is getting approved on time. And the technology is kind of, we are Python based open source, and since 2014, right, we've been using WSO2, the first version of API Manager 1.0 and ESP. It's almost more than 12 years we've been using the WSO2 for our the real-time API transactions. So what is Health Unity? Health Unity is our platform, which we'll call it as a interoperability platform, where it's a kind of a data hub, and we take the data from multiple data source, and we do the cleaning, and before it feed into the API gateway. This is our integration platform, and we always adopting the healthcare industry standard, and we try to use this platform, and this platform has this complete the technical stack of the Health Unity interoperability platform. So this is the journey with the WSO2, as I mentioned, right? How we started adopting the WSO2 when we started rolling out the product, right? When we moved from the legacy systems to the real-time JSON API world, and this is where the WSO2 got adopted into our technical stack. Started with ESP, the old version, the first version, and after that, it is Enterprise Integrator and API Manager 1.0 and 2.60, and still there are few customers still. We are using the API Manager, and still it's powerful, right? And now started adopting the latest version of API Manager, and last few months we are upgrading the API Manager 4.5 and Micro Integrator 4.4. And recently, so we are working with the WSO2 team on adopting the Choreo, the internal developer platform, right? So that will help our customers or client to do the interaction or interactive testing with all the API what we are providing the healthcare industry. And one more thing I forgot to mention, and we are also trying to adopt Asgardeo, the portal which will help us to the integration of the managing your organizations with identity. So that is also, we recently started working with the WSO2. So our experience with WSO2 is kind of the different challenges, and always the very supportive from the team, and almost 10 to 15 years, right? I've been with this Omega almost 8 years. The journey of adopting the technology, and also they support the what you need for kind of a customization use cases, right? And we would like to avoid any customization, but at the same time, in healthcare industry, you always have some of the different workflow automation. The tool which we have adopted, the API Manager and Enterprise Integrator, now Micro Integrator, we can write a wrapper and we can easily integrate and deploy into our client. So this is what connecting the dot means in healthcare integration. So we all know the dots are, you have different systems in healthcare. You can call it as, everything is a systems. You have hospital, clinic, telemedicine, the providers, how they use the systems in the hospital and clinic and the healthcare. So overall, if you see in healthcare, you have three entities. You can talk about the patient, right, who required healthcare services, the provider who provide the services for healthcare, and health plan is a financial responsibility. So these three P's or three entities, there are other downstream systems which are supporting each other. So one of the thing is the information technology, the technology vendors. So we are the backbone of providing support. But the challenge with the industry is the different dots, right? So what are all the dots means, right? You can call it about the consumer and the different touch point of the system which needs to be communicated to each other, and the data, right? So these are all the different dots and how the technology is going to connect them, right, seamlessly without having any lot of challenges. So that's what this integration hub, with help of this integration platform API, we are trying to build this platform to connect all those dots to make sure that the data available for the customers or end users when they started their day with their workflow, so make sure that the data is available for them to complete their workflow. And especially in US healthcare, so there is a SLA to complete all your, the complete end-to-end workflow. So we have a SLA of 10 seconds to complete, and also we have a SLA of 55 seconds to complete, depends on the complex scenario. So there are multiple components are connected each other in these dots, and it has to work. And the challenge part is the WSO2 API gateway fails, all the downstream system is down. So that's the way the challenges of integrating with this platform, and it is kind of a seamless integration with integrating this data in this platform. So these are all the challenges I was talking about. The data are silos. The each and every, you can talk about, there are 500 different the systems are available in the states. So everyone has their own, some of the systems are legacy, some of the systems are adopted the latest technology, and all are silo. Even though healthcare industry is trying to provide some common standard, the challenge is every system, they have their own format, the old way of using the legacy systems, and some of them adopted this kind of a flat file, right? So whenever you go and talk to the client or customer, right, they always say, this is the data I have. You want, whatever you want to do, deal with that and do this. So that's the way we build this our own platform to make sure that data are getting mapped, right? And everybody have different kind of workflow. Even though there is a standard way of completing and connecting all the dots, the challenge is the clinic and a hospital, the health plan, they have different kind of workflow. So we have to analyze, and we need to make sure that we provide the complete integration workflow to meet their needs, right? That's a challenges whenever talking about the data integration. So again, same, the systems are silo, and there are other challenges in the security protocol, and make sure that right data is being available to the right customer, right end user. So that is also another challenges. And these are all the overall component which we can talk about, clinical systems, payer and claim systems, and the data standards are the main part where this integrated platform is playing very well, right? So the security and the data standards are the key role to connect all the systems. So make sure that data is available on right time with the security. So what is meant by the healthcare integration hub ability, right? I was explaining about the data. So we need to collect all the data from multiple sources and make sure that it is available for the people who require for this data. So the core, the consumer who require the data is the member or the patient. Because at the end of the day, in healthcare, without patient, without member, no healthcare. So when the patient or member having a health plan and when they are visiting multiple places, I should be able to see all my data in one place and consolidated way. What happened to my healthcare journey? So how many visits I have done? What kind of medication I have taken, right? How much my benefits are getting utilized, right? How much premium I'm paying. So one of the capability what we have in this integration hub is the availability of the data for the patient, right, to look at. So you have a lot of apps now, member apps through your mobile. So we provide this API capability where any third-party apps or anybody can integrate their data with the security concern and the data will be available. So another important point about the authorization, right? So what will happen in US healthcare industry is, so before you start the treatment with your physicians, right? So based on what health plan you have, right, depends on what kind of treatment it is. So by default, in health plan, some of them medically necessary will cover as a without any approval. Some of the complex treatment, the physicians or doctors, so they need to get the prior approval from your health plan, right? So whatever data we have to make available through API is, we need to collect the policy guidelines, right, maintained by the legacy system of the health plan. So they have this data in the format of PDF or Excel file or old legacy systems. So we need to collect all the data and make sure that as per the standard API, JSON or XML, it should be available. So that is the complete capability of the integration hub, and also it gives the analytics, right? So how much it is being utilized, right? So that's what we do in this platform is, it is not like we are providing any front-end cosmetic UI applications. All integration happen through our APIs, right? It could be JSON or it could be XML standards, right? And recently, you might have heard about US healthcare. They are adopting the JSON standard called FHIR, right? Fast Healthcare Interoperability Resources. It is nothing but a JSON standard, and they have dedicated profile or API endpoint and what needs to be followed. So with this integration capability, so we collect all the data, and the data is available through these APIs endpoints. So that is what this integration hub capability. And that's what I was trying to explain the previous also, how Omega Health Unity connects the dots, right? With leveraging the API Manager, right? And the Micro Integrator. So basically what we are trying to do with the API Manager is authorization and authentications, even though client have a different kind of IDP, and it connect and authorize and authenticate. That's the API gateway. And we have a rate limiting, and we have a SLA. And after that, the API Manager collect the payloads. It could be JSON or it could be XML, and it passes to the Micro Integrator or Enterprise Integrator. It does the translation of your payload to the next downstream systems. So these two components are I would say the gatekeeper for our systems. After that, there are 7 different systems are connecting to get final outcome of what happened to your data, right? So that is an integrated platform which we have adopted in Omega. And how that Choreo, right? So still last 2 years before, we have a API Manager, and you have a Micro Integrator, which does all those the front-end gateway. And the challenges what we have is the customer or client, the developer, even though there is a API standard defined in healthcare industry. So as a developer, we always try to do the schema check, payload, what are the data is required or not required, mandatory, right? So we have like a Swagger, right, kind of thing. So we were looking for some tool which will help the developers. They can look at the payload and they can try it out, and they can do the interactive with the de-identified data to make sure that before they get into the production, they make sure that they can look at the payer specifications or the payload specification to make sure that it's all correct, right? So that's the reason either we were thinking of building our own systems, kind of a Swagger tool. And that is the time we got to know that WSO2 has the capability of kind of a Choreo platform. It can be acted as a internal developer portal. So I think we are the one who's adopted a kind of a POC, and we use the proxy of Choreo to deploy our APIs into this Choreo, and we make sure that, and we have customized the URL, and we have built a nice UI for our developer portal, and we share it to our client, right? And they can look at all those industry standard Fire API, and they can try it out with the de-identified data. So what it helps for us, right? Instead of waiting to test your system in the UAT or pre-prod or non-prod, and before we go to the production, with this help of Choreo developer portal, the client developers, because they have to receive this payload or they have to send the payload, right? So they make sure that the API specifications are correct and there are no issues, right? So with that, we are adopted that Choreo portal, which we are trying to onboard, and it is in progress. So this is the different building block, I would say, as I explained the challenges of getting the data from the multiple sources, right? So the reason is ZMI is not the system where it directly works for the health plan, and it is not for the providers, the physicians, where you go to the daily hospital, and it is not for the end user like a member or patient, they will log into the portal. We are kind of acting as a backbone on behalf of the providers, on behalf of the payers. This will help to reduce the burden of cleaning up their work every day. So how many members are claiming their benefit? How many claims came from the providers, right? How many of the providers are waiting for the prior authorization approval, right? So how many they have to clean up? So identifying the challenges and connecting everything as a centralized platform, and that's where we are trying to leverage the WSO2 as the API gateway or gatekeeper for our platform, right? After that, it goes to the data exchange, and we have a dedicated downstream systems which we build in our Python, which will help the client to continue their workflow automation. So that's the building of how this healthcare integration hub is being built. And this is the complete component of building the integration, accessing the systems, and exposing the API, and managing the API, and the orchestration of the data. So this will give the overview of the integration lifecycle. So the API point, right? So this is the typical API which I explained, the gateway, how API Manager and Micro Integrator is playing major role, along with the security and governance. So if you see the SLA and performance, so we have a different type of deployment patterns we follow, and especially since it's a healthcare, so you have to follow the security standards. So we may not be able to, we should not use the cloud, right? Because of the data privacy. So we are deploying this in two different patterns. One we hosted on behalf of our client, which we'll call it as a private cloud. And we always, some of our client, they will host it in their on-premises. So that is another challenges, right? Whenever you try to deploy your API gateway, and WSO2 by default, they say they support all those. But our use case is completely different, right? So we have to take this package and integrate it with our component, right? And there should not be any manual deployment pattern, right? We have to use the Puppet script, right? And it has to support Windows and Linux and Kubernetes, right? That's a challenge. If we have a different client on the on-premise client, so they have a dedicated best practices. So they will not provide an internet for you to download any packages. So that is another challenges with this gateway when you are trying to deploy. So we have to download all the packages offline and upload it to the on-premise client, and they will not allow you to connect any of this internet. So it's all completely kind of offline installation. And the installation has to happen within 1 hour time, because there are other downstream components. So that is the advantage and support WSO2 provide. So we can deploy this package offline, right? Normally when you try to install anything, there is a dependency package which is required to support your Java JDK, So all can be downloaded on the fly when you are trying to install. But in healthcare, it is not allowed. So they will just give a plain vanilla systems, either Windows or Linux or Kubernetes, whatever the cluster management systems. Then we have to package everything and through SFTP. And we have to avoid any hard-coded value there. And it has to run, right? So that is the another thing. And also, the WSO2 has the capability of supporting multiple JDK. Some of the client, they want to use Oracle Open JDK. Some of the client, they want to use Amazon Carato. So that is also another flexibility we have this platform, right? So with help of this all automated way and the flexibility of having a different component can be configurable, we are able to use this feature seamlessly. And this is what I already explained, the Choreo portal, right? You can publish this API, public API as a marketplace. It can be discoverable for anybody, and they can look at the code. And also we give the SDK to integrate with their platform. And this is the security. We all know, I think everybody in this conference last 2 days, they are talking about the authorization, authentications, and WSO2 identity server has the capability, and we've been using this. And now every client, they have their own IDP, right? So we have the flexibility, and we have a consent management API, which before the data is getting shared to anybody, with the consent, you have the flexibility to provide the data. And another important thing is the access control, role-based access control for the users, right? That flexibility with respect to the security and integrity. And this is the complete technology what we use in Z-Omega. So mainly, we have multiple integrated platform, right? As I explained, the Java we use, Python is our open source, all our front-end applications with SOAP as a web server, and we always use, also we use .NET, right? So this is the complete integration technologies, and what I'm trying to share our experience is with this different technology, how WSO2 is we are trying to integrate seamlessly with our platform. So that's what I just want to share. And this is what the overview of, you can conclude how this Health Unity with WSO2 bridges in healthcare IT silos, right? How this, the different kind of systems can seamlessly collaborate. And this is the feature proof which I am trying to explain, right? This is the way our component is going to look like. And overall, what we are trying to do is get away from the kind of a legacy and have all backend APIs, and so that you can integrate with any kind of platform, right? So that is the advantage of building this ecosystem for the future, and that is what the industry is moving. And we are planning to adopt this kind of AI, which I think all the topic we've been discussing, but we are yet to adopt the AI feature with this WSO2 API Manager and Micro Integrator. And this is where our healthcare feature looks like. And this is the final summary of what is this meaning of how the integration hub, connecting the dots with the different systems, technically and business-wise. That's the things I just want to conclude the summary of what is meant by the connecting the dots, who are all the dots, and how we are leveraging the WSO2 to integrate and collaborate with all the systems. So thanks to WSO2 team and Z-Omega management providing this opportunity to share our experience with all of you.